We are Gathering of the Geeks, a podcast and YouTube show built around the things we as geeks all love. Hashtag We Gather on Sundays. Thank you for checking out the one where we give away comics. I'm one of your hosts, Emmett, and I'm joined by the Ted Lasso and my coach Beard, Chris Evans. Chris, how are you?
I am doing swell. How are you doing?
Outstanding. I'm doing very good today. Busy week. It's a busy Sunday. We got a lot of things going on personally for our show, but then as of exactly 1 minute ago, the season premiere of The House of the Dragon is airing.
Oh, is it?
So I'm excited to as soon as our show is over, hopefully everyone sticks around and hangs out with us to get into that, because I've been eagerly awaiting it, and it seems like it's kind of crept up on us a little bit, and it is here.
Everybody probably left because we mentioned it, though.
That's right. Oh, right. There's another show I should be watching.
Yeah, it's about dragons, Game of Thrones. Bran is still the
small show.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, that's right. Bran.
Happy Dragon Day, I agree. Or House of Dragon
Day. Yeah, what's up to Cookie, Eric, Phil Walsh, DC Patrol, Lauren in the comments already. How's everybody doing on this Sunday? I saw Cookie just on her Twitter a little while ago said she was doing a little bit of comic booking, bag and boarding, that kind of thing. So she's having a good Sunday. I used to like doing that too. Back before I boarded comics, I used to just have them in the plastic sleeve. And then over time, I bought a whole bunch of boards, and I'm like, oh, I can slide these in all the hundreds of comics that I have. So I spent an afternoon doing that once.
Or you could just throw them in a cubby.
Yeah, a big stack somewhere.
Or multiple stacks. I mean, whatever you want to do.
Why just one stack?
I do have 3 currently. So.
Why limit yourself to one stack?
Yeah, there's 3. Whatever you want to do. There's always room for that.
Always room for more. So we're going to be doing a giveaway. We had our Twitter giveaway where we were giving away issues of Saga, which we have here. So we're going to talk a little bit first, and then we'll get into our giveaway and then end it with some poll talk. Chris, what did you get up to this week? Comics, movies, TV shows, or otherwise?
I went to a Rob Zombie concert.
You did not.
I did.
Oh, no. Awesome.
Yeah, it was last night. I was there. It was pretty cool.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that was fun. I've never I haven't been to a concert in years. I'm not really a concert person.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer just listen to the album. Yes, I just said album.
Yeah,
and
old.
Right. But I went last night, and it was a really good time. It was fun. I went with a buddy of mine. He was in town, and it was fun. I got to see a lot of cool stuff.
How are you with noise? Obviously, you did go to a concert, so you're seemingly okay with it. Earplugs or?
No, I'm kind of used to those type of concerts because when I was younger, my brother would drag me to all these rock concerts. Like, I've seen so many bands and stuff. Like, I've seen Ozzy Osbourne with Black Sabbath. I've seen them separately. I've seen Marilyn Manson, Korn multiple times, Disturbed, all kinds of groups.
Nice.
And asked me how many of them I wanted to go to. Probably none, but I went. So yeah, no, the noise didn't bother me. Rob Zombie's one I never got to see before, so that was cool too. Because I do like Rob Zombie's music.
Very cool.
I'm afraid of other things, but
yeah,
that was fun.
Yeah, that sounds like a great time. Rob Zombie always putting on a very energetic show from clips that I've seen.
Unique.
Yeah,
he's 57 years old, and he is in better shape than I am. Like the way he was running around and leaping on stuff. Like, how do you do that? And
I've never understood
like a month straight.
Yeah, I've never understood that about being like a front man or whatever. Like having so much energy, like not just like standing in front of your microphone and singing, but the running, and it's probably like 1,000 degrees in there, and they're wearing.
Yeah, it was.
I can only imagine he was wearing a ton of clothes, like full jeans or something, and he's got his long hair and his big beard.
He had some kind of like bell bottoms on, and yeah, he was. I felt bad for the guy because they kept having these. I want to say they were like 10 feet tall, maybe taller, like monster things on stage, but they were like a guy in a costume, like on stilts and stuff. Right. I want to say like 10 to 15 feet tall. I don't know. I felt bad for that guy because he's not like wobbling around on stage in this giant costume. There's noise. Like, how do you even see out of that thing? One was a devil. One was an alien on I think a gorilla body or something, like an alien head. It was really unique stuff. We'll put it like that. It was fun.
Did you get a chance to ask Rob Zombie about the Munsters?
No, and I'm glad I did not. Just because I don't think I would have had the heart to look him in the face and say, "Dude, I hate that trailer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it. I like your music, but man, I hate that trailer." But it was I didn't get to mean it. If I did, I probably would have tried to avoid the monsters conversation
Oh,
and just talk
absolutely.
about stuff I did like, which is his music, and his show was badass.
Nice.
Does he still do horror clips in between songs? No, it's he'll do the song and it goes dark, but I'm gonna post some pictures on Twitter. He has all these screens around him that play different stuff. Like there was one song he did that had a bunch of clips from House of a Thousand Corpses,
Hmm.
and there was clips of that, and then there was a lot of weird anime stuff. There was a lot of horror stuff, but not like horror clips or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Great show that I would, even if you don't like his music, the presentation is just a
Mm-hmm.
lot of fun.
Who opened for him?
Power Man 5000, but I wasn't there for
Right.
that. I missed it, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I got there a
All
little bit
right.
late.
Nice, man.
So
Concerts are always fun things to go to, for sure.
I guess.
Well,
I mean,
yes, no.
I don't know. Like I said, I have hardly been to any concerts I've wanted to go to.
Okay,
So yeah, this one was fun because I do like Rob Zombie and his music.
there you
So it was
go.
cool. But that was kind of my big event of the week. Other than that, I just read some books, watched some stuff, as usual. I finally caught up on Bloodstained Teeth.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. I was talking a little bit about that earlier with you. Went in kind of an unexpected direction there, but I think issue 5 may be my favorite issue so far.
Wow, that is surprising considering how good. Like the first one is my favorite so far. Like the
Yeah.
first one is just so good, but I guess it's like the first issue is pretty simple, and then by the time you get to issue 5, there's more of the backstory of the vampires and
Mhm.
the Sips and the whatever the group is called. I can't remember the big group that's mad at him.
The
That's mad at
console.
Atticus. The
Council.
console, and then obviously the big ending as well to issue 5. So yeah, there's a lot going on in issue 5. So I get that. Very good. Still, I agree with you.
Yeah, it was really cool. I liked the vampire that he was hunting. That was neat.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Very cool. And I also the art just continues to be amazing in these books, but
Mm-hmm.
there's a but.
Uh-oh.
Issue 4 was a little bit much for me with the art. I had a hard
Yeah,
time actually following it.
it took that turn where what Atticus is. He takes some drugs, right? I think is
Yes.
what it is for 4. Yeah, and he's going on a trip or whatever.
Mhm.
That turned me off as well, just because of the art from um, who's doing the art.
Andreas Sorrentino?
No,
Christian Ward.
Christian Ward. Yes, sorry, thank you. He and the writer as well. Yeah, so because of how prominent his art is, and then the switch for 4 takes it to a completely different level. It's very not as refined and more obviously dreamscapey. That's the point of the art, but something that just didn't.
It's not consistent. Like it didn't even look like
Yeah.
Atticus.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that I was looking at Atticus even, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in those, I guess there were hallucinations when he would go back to the memory with Joey.
Mm-hmm.
It looked nothing like them. So yeah, 4 I'm going to say is my least favorite thus far, but 5
Mm-hmm.
is the favorite. I think good stuff.
Yeah, no, we talked about it quickly about like the Dracula Bram Stoker thing. How it's
Very
very
cool.
much, yeah, it's something that we haven't really seen before. As far as I know, I don't think there's ever been anything like this for
No.
who Dracula is and how Bram Stoker is integrated into the creation of the character.
Yeah, that was neat.
Yeah.
Very refreshing. It was neat.
Yeah.
So I caught up with that, and then I decided to catch up with Ghost Rider because that was a book that when it was coming out, I was very, very excited because I love Benjamin Percy. I think he does a fantastic job with Wolverine. It's like, okay, I'll check out his Ghost Rider. The first issue didn't grab me though, so I kind of just let it go. And then I was like, no, let's catch up, and that was pretty entertaining. But I think the highlight of my week as far as comics go is definitely Batman One Bad Day.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Let's talk.
You know, we've been looking forward to the opening issue of the One Bad Day
Soon,
series. Yeah. You know, it was announced. Geez, I can't even remember when it was announced now.
just a few months ago.
Batman Day, I think it was that they
Whenever
announced
that
it.
is.
Anyways, about what the stories were, how they were getting like retellings of villains, origin stories, much akin to The Killing Joke, where all it takes is one bad day. First issue was the Riddler one from Tom King and Mitch Gerrits. I was very excited for you to read this story for a couple of reasons. But one of the biggest reasons was I was wondering, and I didn't mention it last week, was about your thoughts about Batman in this issue. There's not a lot of Batman in this issue. There is a lot of Bruce Wayne. There's a lot of Edward Nygma. There's James Gordon, and there is Batman, and he's actually really cool in it a lot. He's drawn very well, I think, but he's not. I don't know if he's a typical Batman. You tell me. What do you think about Batman in this story?
It kind of read to me more like, do you remember the Joker graphic novel from Brian Azzarello?
Mm-hmm.
That's the vibe I got from it, which is cool because I love Joker. Batman just kind of sweeps in and out. I think he's a bit darker, a bit more violent, which is fine with me.
Yes.
And I like how the ending is ambiguous, like The Killing Joke. Or as The Killing Joke is now perceived to be. It wasn't before, now it is.
Right, yeah. Over time.
Yeah, over time that has become a thing, and I like that they played with that in this ending. I think Batman is in it a perfect amount, though. I don't think we need more. I don't think we need less, because it's supposed to be the Riddler's bad day, and I think it works. And also, if this is the formula for the books going forward, great.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was interested to see, and I didn't really know what to expect from what this actually meant. About the villains, about the retelling of their story. And I think I mentioned it last week. Seeing a Riddler origin story is not something that I can recall being shown that often.
No. I think, didn't Snyder do it with Zero Year?
Yes, but I think he was already Riddler. Maybe not. I can't remember off the top of my head, but something where you see him as a kid.
Yeah.
Specifically, yeah. I didn't know they were going to go that far. To him as a kid, as a preteen or what have you.
Young school lad.
Yeah. So I was very surprised about that. I was surprised about the nature of the book as well. It's very, I don't want to say it's disturbing, but it's very, very serious and mature tone, specifically when he's dealing with his father. Specifically 100% more when he's dealing with his father.
I think that, again, to reference Joker, I don't want to say that that's someone else's homework, but that's kind of what it feels like. And I say that as a compliment, because they didn't ape it. Instead, they took the idea, the full concept, and made it their own, and it totally works. And I like that. And I like seeing, I don't know if it's going to become the definitive origin for the Riddler, because they do skip some things that we're used to with him.
Sure.
But this version is a little bit special, I think. And I think it might end up being close to what we get in the Paul Dano Riddler story, because there might be some similarities with the way that he looks at the world and whatnot.
Yeah, I was very happy with the issue. Happier than I expected. Yeah, they're talking about Backstreet Boys for some reason.
Are they?
Yeah, rock your body. Yeah, it's Backstreet Boys.
Okay.
I don't know why.
I missed that one.
Said he's being Zeddy in the comments. I was very surprised how much I liked the issue. I was surprised about the twists and turns that the issue took. I was also surprised I wasn't surprised, but I'm happy now that this was the first one in the series of One Bad Day. I think it was a perfect entry into showing us what to expect. You can't go wrong with King and Gerrits as far as I'm concerned, and it makes me even more excited for the next one, for the Two-Face story. I think that's what it really did for me, is that I was wondering if I was going to buy the books as they came out. I was really wondering how it's going to be collected all in the end, because I assume that it's basically going to be an omnibus at some point. It's just
like
an
encyclopedia.
60
pages each, 6 of them.
It's going to be big.
Encyclopedia.
But now after this one and seeing hopefully this is the formula and what they're going for, it really, really makes me want to pre-order and pick up the singles as we go along. And the covers that we've seen for the Riddler one, and we talked about the Two-Face one, where there's the one where the Two-Face is like coming out of Harvey Dent's the top of his head.
Yes.
So good. Anyways, it just has me excited for the next one. So I think they did an outstanding job in selling what this series is from this just first single issue.
Agreed. And I'm a massive Two-Face fan, and we don't get a lot of quality Two-Face, I think. And with Mariko Tamaki doing the Two-Face book, I am ready. And I don't know how much blood I'm going to have to sell to get that cover with the head coming off or the face coming off, but we might have to do that.
I was going to say that I wonder what it is, if it's a 1 in 25 or...
I'm going to guess it's one of the rare ones.
I'm going to have to look here. Let's see.
But yeah, I'm going to have to give blood or something to get that one, I think.
Yeah, it's a 1 in 25.
Yeah.
Stanley... sorry, I just lost it. Stanley Lau or Low, I apologize. It is an outstanding cover. So 1 in 25. Chris, sell your firstborn to get that comic book, man.
I might have to. I need... Well, if I can't find that cover in the store, I'll just get the standard most likely, because even the standard's a really nice cover.
Yes, it is. It is, and they're simple. There's a simplistic nature to it that they're running with throughout the entirety of just the A covers. So, yeah, I'm excited for the Two-Face one. It's from Mariko Tamaki and Javier Fernandez, and with Jordi Belair on colors as well.
Who's doing the Freeze one?
Let's look it up here.
Phil's excited for it, and Eric is asking who's behind, and I can't remember. It'd be awesome if it's Paul Dini, but I know it's not.
Let's see here. The cover for that one's very good as well. Jerry Dugan.
Okay, from Marvel. He's on
Matteo Scalera on art and Dave Stewart on colors. So again, top tier creators on everyone so far for those three, and I think the others are exactly the same.
Well, I think every book has got some talent on it.
I
One
agree.
Bad Day, like if this really is a sign of the quality of this series, just put it in my veins.
I agree with you 100%.
So that's what I read on the watch. I tried to catch up on Harley Quinn. I'm still a little bit behind. Elvis was probably the highlight of my watching this week.
I'm hoping to get to that this week. You enjoyed?
I did enjoy. It was pretty good. It was good. I don't know much about. Well, I didn't know much about Elvis beforehand.
Yeah,
I knew that he had some trouble later on in life.
Mm-hmm.
That's really about all I knew, and I remember some of his songs. I didn't know who Colonel Tom Parker was.
That's the big thing that I have no idea about, is the Tom Hanks character.
Yeah, I had no idea who that was. So now I know. That was interesting. I like to. Apparently, it's like a 50-50. People hate Tom Hanks and people love Tom Hanks in this role.
Okay.
I thought he was great, but I also see him as a caricature. I don't know how you pronounce
Caricature, it. Yeah.
That's the one. I see him as like that, or he's auditioning for the Penguin in a later movie. Either way, I'm good either way. But Austin Butler delivers one hell of a performance. He was amazing in it. Like I'm not really familiar with the actor, except from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is like one of my favorite movies in the world, I think. But that's the only thing I think I've seen him in. And so this, I just see Elvis when I watch this movie. Very cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to get to it as well. The only thing I really know about the Elvis early years is if you've seen Walk the Line with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, I love that movie.
And there's the touring group they have. Elvis is on board for a little bit.
Oh, really? I don't remember that.
Yeah, doing his like rockabilly stuff.
Okay.
The very early stuff before Elvis was Elvis, really.
Well,
and like you, I only know about the later, the Las Vegas Elvis,
right.
not the like the rocking Elvis, the Ed Sullivan Show Elvis, that kind of thing. I don't know much about that. I definitely don't know anything about the Tom Hanks character, and bringing Elvis to the stage and all that kind of thing. So I'm excited to see it as well, just because, and especially because of the fanfare. And Austin Butler's going to be in Dune Part 2.
Yes.
So get him in the forefront. And as Zeddy has often said, and our buddy Nico as well, that Butler is definitely going to get some attention for the Oscars for Elvis. So, yeah.
Yeah, I wish they would have put the scene of him meeting Forrest Gump though.
That's right.
I kind of miss seeing that.
I was gonna say that's my other introduction to Elvis is seeing Forrest
Yeah.
Gump.
I think that is my introduction to Elvis. Maybe they'll have like the Baz Luhrmann director's cut. I'd be in for that
Mhm.
because
Yeah,
this
just
wasn't really a lot of Baz Luhrmann in it, if you ask me.
yeah, I saw your tweet about that where you say it was like a little bit toned down.
It was. I think it
What
was.
do you
Yeah.
what do you consider the top of Baz Luhrmann being Baz Luhrmann? Moulin
Moulin
Rouge?
Rouge. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
and it's
at his height.
yeah.
Do whatever you want, Baz. Go nuts.
Yeah. So then you feel like Elvis is more in the middle or at the
Yeah.
closer to the bottom of
Parts of it, like the opening, is full on Lerman, I think, and then maybe there's like, "Hey, can you tone it down?" And that's what he does. But the opening is like full on. I thought, okay, cool, we're gonna do this, and then it's not.
Do you feel that works still?
Yeah.
Like I often think about if you ever seen the movie by Guy Ritchie with what's his name in it from Sons of Anarchy?
Charlie Hunnam, the gentleman.
Yeah, what's that one? No, the other one, the sword one.
Oh, King Arthur. I like King Arthur.
King Arthur. Okay, so there's an opening scene in that movie and then I picture it in Aladdin as well, which is another Guy Ritchie movie where there's a lot of running, a lot of jumping, and a quick cuts, and it's like, oh, this feels 100% like a Guy Ritchie movie. Like every Guy Ritchie movie feels like a Guy Ritchie movie.
Yeah.
Does Elvis feel like a Baz Luhrmann movie, or?
Yeah, it does, just like him on just light, like Baz Light,
Okay.
Baz Light, something like that. It's like Baz Light.
Baz Light.
Luhrmann Light.
Like
What's called Luhrmann Light?
Yeah, Luhrmann Light. That's right.
Yes, Luhrmann Light, but it's still good. Oh yeah, Phil brings up a good one. His Great Gatsby is really cool too because that's full on his style. Not as much as Moulin Rouge. I mean that, but also Moulin Rouge is kind of a different beast.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Great Gatsby is really cool too, I think.
Got it. Yeah, definitely going to check out Elvis. Hopefully to get to it sometime this week.
One day.
One day. That's right. One bad day. I didn't watch much this week myself. Nothing new anyways. Just kind of rewatching Hannibal again because I feel like it. The TV series.
Some days you feel sadistic.
Well, it's funny. Like you can't. It's not on any free streaming services. Like it's not on Amazon Prime or Netflix or whatever. And I actually put in a DVD. I have the DVD of it. I actually put in a DVD into my PS4 for the first time. And exactly. Like not even a Blu-ray DVD. It just felt so wrong. Like there was commercials.
Oh no.
Like there was like ads for movies before it, and it was really strange.
That sounds gross.
Like yeah. And it was also the quality too. I'm like, oh, DVD quality. I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. I'm so spoiled by Blu-ray. Yeah, Only Murders in the Building. You want to talk about Only Murders in the Building, Chris? The penultimate episode.
Yeah, we could.
It wasn't our favorite.
No,
we can say that. We talked about it, Chris. It wasn't our favorite when we get the realization more about Glitterman and then who Glitterman is working with and for. Weird scenes with Mabel, I think, for both of us. The boxing one was a little bit weird for me. But on the flip side, the Oliver stuff, I thought was very good with the Teddy and Oliver scene, and then the Charles and the old woman. I can't remember her name. Rose. That's right. Rose. And that's right. The picture and the picture with him and his father and everything. So 50-50 for the penultimate episode of Only Murders in the Building. For me, and I think the same for you, Chris.
Yeah, pretty much because I liked everything except the Mabel stuff, really. And the thing the reveal at the end really threw me. And like now I'm hearing Benoit Blanc's voice in my head. It's like a donut hole inside the donut. That's kind of how I feel right now. 50-50. I'm very excited to see how it all comes together, though. I think they'll make it work.
100%. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm trying to think if this is the first episode out of the 2 seasons so far where I felt this way. I don't know if that's a thing or not.
It might be.
I can't remember if the first season and any of those episodes had anywhere I felt down on the show in any way. I don't think so.
No, I mean, this isn't even a bad episode. It's just kind of
I agree.
Like, I think Zeddy he says it comes too late, or he's asking if it comes late. I think that's the thing. Mm-hmm. They waited a little bit long, I think maybe too long, to do what they're doing.
Yes.
I think we had too much filler which I really enjoyed the filler. Like, I'm not going to complain on the season at all, but
Mhm.
maybe we should have started to shift earlier. Is my thing.
Yeah, I agree, and especially when we talked about some of the characters, Cara Delevingne, how her
Amy
character
Schumer.
was used, and Amy Schumer, like what were they there for? The Cara Delevingne one's more or less for the Mabel side of things, Mabel being comfortable with herself and what have you. But in the whole, I'm wondering what the Amy Schumer point, the point of her character was overall, and we'll see. There's one episode, so they have time to fix some things, and like I said, I'm not going to doubt them at this point, considering the quality of the show up until this point. And like you said, it's not a bad episode. It's just something about it just felt a little bit off for me.
And Chris, DM me who your pick is because I'm curious.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to see because I'm never good to pick like, oh, that's it. I'm never good with that. So I'm curious if other people are. I think when I do guess something early, I feel like the smartest man in the world. So
I did that with the newest Scream movie.
Oh, did you?
I think I told that story when we watched it. My wife picked somebody. I think she picked Jack Quaid, and I picked his girlfriend, whoever it was in the movie. Oh, that movie's long gone from now. Or she picked a girl, and I picked Jack Quaid, I think. And we both picked the killer. And then by the end of it, we looked at each other and we thought we were pretty smart. Yeah.
It's always cool when you figure it out, though.
Yep.
Like that, I feel like I'm the smartest person in the world.
Yeah, I'm the smartest person in my house right now. I'll say.
Yes, I am Batman. I am the detective.
So that was for what I watched, a little bit of Hannibal. And the thing that I wanted to mention about the comic, one of the big comics that I read this week, aside from One Bad Day, aside from Bloodstained Teeth 5, even aside from Do a Powerbomb number 3, which was outstanding. But Silver Coin number 13, written by Johnny Christmas and with art from Michael Walsh, who's also the creator. Issue number 13 was one of the most disgusting issues I've ever read of horror comics.
Is that good?
It's very good.
Okay.
But like there are turn pages in this book where it's just like cringeworthy, disgusting. And there's actually a warning at the start of the book. I don't know if I can find it. I won't look right now, but there's a warning about the material in the book. And that's the first time we've seen that so far in this book. And it's a very mature book, but there was something about this issue. It deals with childbirth. And it was one of the grossest, most disgusting issues that I've ever read. And saying all that, it was outstanding. Well, you should be reading Silver Coin, Chris. You would love the horror nature, the anthology nature, where every story is kind of self-contained. So you can read 13 if you want to.
I think I have volume 1 of it.
Yeah?
I think I do.
Check that stack, man. Check one of them stacks.
No, yeah, I think I might have it.
Yeah.
I think I have a review copy of it somewhere.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Chris from Lost in Comics has the exact perfect review of it, where he says, turns your stomach disgusting, and yet you can't help but keep reading. It's 100% true. Yeah. I love the series on the whole. It's one of the best comic books on shelves. I think it's the best horror comic book.
Oh, really?
Come out in the last 1 to 2 years. I think it's great. Michael Walsh, good Canadian guy. And it just keeps going. Every issue is pretty much a slam dunk with some of the best creators, kind of the best writers. Michael Walsh does the art for every issue. There's also backup issues, but highly recommend any Silver Coin issue. But issue 13 in particular was a little extra special this week.
I'm gonna check that out.
You should.
I hope it's disgusting.
Oh, I think you'll be disgusted, Chris.
I mean, yeah, who knows? Who knows these days?
Yeah. I don't think there was anything else that I caught up this week. There was. I have to look. Don't think so. I think that's all that I read this week. Yep. So yeah, a little shorter. What'd you watch? What'd you read this week? But by this time next week, we'll be talking about the House of Dragon. We'll be talking about I don't know, anything else you're looking forward to reading or watching this coming week, if we can think of anything.
Can't think of anything. Oh, we'll have the Only Murders in the Building finale. There's that.
Right. Good.
I think after that's over, oh, we'll have another episode of She-Hulk. Oh, we watched She-Hulk this week.
We
Was that
did
this
watch
week?
She-Hulk. Yep. There's so much.
I can't keep track of things. She-Hulk was great. Just saying.
Yeah, I concur. It was good. I just hope. I don't know. I won't say it. It doesn't matter. I like this. The first episode. It's very good. I was very pleased with. I was actually pleased with how the first issue looked too. I didn't think that the CGI was bad. I didn't think there was a lot of talk leading up to it, and I sent Chris an article about how there was someone who was working on the show was told by Marvel that they needed to cut She-Hulk scenes because they didn't have a budget for it. But I thought that the stuff with the Hulk, I thought he looked okay. It's just as good as he's looked in any of the movies. I thought Jennifer as She-Hulk looked very good. The transformations I thought were good. I thought the writing was outstanding. I thought the comedy was very funny. I like the fourth wall stuff. I'm usually a pretty big fan of the breaking of the fourth wall, so I like that. Yeah, I have no complaints about the first issue. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I don't think I have a complaint either. The CGI is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. But at the same time, I'm trying not to get too hung up on CGI lately just because it's a part of filmmaking now. It's especially a part of the MCU. It is what it is, you know? So the CGI didn't bother me. I thought she did look good in a lot of scenes. The Hulk himself, of course, was cool. I like the way, I don't know how to put this, but like Mark Ruffalo's Hulk looks like you could. He doesn't look fake anymore to me. I guess the stubble and different things. There's just so much texture to him where he looks like just a really large green person, which I think is very cool.
It looks just like a muscular, which is a weird thing to say because I know there are some people, and even for myself, I'm thinking to myself, "Where's the Hulk? Like this isn't the Incredible Hulk. This is, what do they call him? Smart Hulk?" Or
he even said that. Smart Hulk.
It's a different thing altogether. But yeah, he just looks like a jacked up Mark Ruffalo.
Yes,
green, right.
Which I don't mind.
Yeah, for this, what they're trying to do, a Hulk wouldn't work. Screaming.
I do
Hulk
think they need to.
Type of thing.
I think that if we had that Hulk too, though not in this but elsewhere, I think people would be a little bit kinder to Smart Hulk. Just because everybody wants to see the Incredible Hulk, and we haven't had him in a long time. You can kind of count Ragnarok, but even then, not exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
The last time we really had the Incredible Hulk was Age of Ultron, if I'm not mistaken. And he flies up into space at the end of that.
Yes.
So, but yeah, She-Hulk is cool. Looking forward to the next episode. If I did have a complaint, it is the ending to it, that courtroom scene. It just kind of strange.
With who comes in there and
the
ruckus,
way it was very strange and quick, but I think that was probably the point of it. So, but that's okay. Good episode. Looking forward to the next one.
Yep, and I think it has one of the funnier end credit scenes that Marvel has ever done as well.
That one is
I think the Marvel comedy is played out and usually boring, but I think in the way they did that, I think it certainly helps that Tatiana Mosley, apologies, is very, very good in this show. I think she's very funny and very quick. I think she delivers all of her lines, and specifically that final line in the end credit scene perfectly.
That's something special.
I'm looking to see a grander thing. What's to come next? Much like we were thinking about with Miss Marvel at the time. Miss Marvel, when it was contained and small, was great, and then kind of when they got bigger, it got a little more wonky with the gin and that kind of thing. For me, anyways. So I'm interested to see if that's the kind of the case with She-Hulk as well. If it's more self-contained into her life, which from what we've seen in the trailers, there's a lot of stuff about her dating, and the lawyer stuff. So if it stays like that, or if it gets bigger and tries to do too much, we'll see. But I'm trying not to get too.
I'm waiting for Matt Murdock.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are.
I think so.
So that's She-Hulk, which we almost forgot about. So thank you, Chris, for bringing that up. And as for the people in the chats as well, Chris and Eric giving us a heads up. Aaron, we don't know when Daredevil's going to show up. I apologize.
I'm assuming soon, though. I hope soon.
I wonder. They teased him, so if they leave it till the final episodes, I think that would be frustrating.
That would break my heart.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, we still get him.
Yeah, sure.
As long as it's not just that. Like, if it's just that, where he rolls in, he probably says something, jumps away,
Yes.
I'll be very upset.
And what about if you get that Daredevil, but more Matt Murdock? Would that work?
Yeah, that's fine with me. I just want to see Matt.
Okay. All right.
Just give me something with Charlie Cox. I'm happy.
Fair enough. All right, that's what we watched, what we read this week, and we'll keep coming. Trying to remember to keep talking She-Hulk, or we'll get a couple episodes behind it, and we'll catch up on it there. Chris, let's give away some comics.
Okay, now it's Evolution time. Got it. Wrong banner.
Not this time. Not this time.
Wrong banner. Sorry.
Okay, so we're giving away issues 55 to 60 of Saga. We've got it right here. We've got our fancy schmancy giveaway spinner wheel thing with
That
all the
is
people
fancy.
who... Isn't it nice and colorful?
I like colors.
Chris says we used this before, but I stole it from Lauren's show this afternoon. Whatever. Friends will be friends. So we put everybody's name in this nice little wheel. And we're going to give it... We're just going to do it once, Chris. We're just going to spin it once. We're not going to spin twice or any of that bullshit. Just keep it simple. Yeah, that's good.
We don't need that bullshit.
All right. We don't need that bullshit. Okay, so it's not very long. Let's give it a spin and see who wins the...
It's whoever gave me money.
Close, Eddie. Close, buddy.
That was very close.
There we go. At a Jeff Schiller on Twitter has won the issues of Saga. We will be reaching out to you via DM and getting your contact information. Thank you to everyone who joined and commented, liked, retweeted, followed us. We got some really good followers doing this little contest. So I want to thank everybody so much. We're happy that we got to do our first ever contest.
Sorry, Eddie.
So thanks again for everyone who helped us out with this giveaway, and we'll be in touch. And Chris, we have another giveaway that we're going to be running. What are we
next
doing?
to me. Hold on, I'll grab it.
Oh, so we got another thing gifted to us. This was the Saga one wasn't gifted to us, but this next giveaway was gifted to us, and we thought, well, why not just keep the giveaways happening? Keep it going.
Yes, August is the month of generosity, I suppose. So this one comes via our friends at Superhero Stress, which is run by my buddy Philip Barker, which will have some links and stuff so you can follow them. But it is a brand new Blu-ray copy of Spider-Man No Way Home. You can't see it because of glare. There we go. Nice and sealed.
Nice and sealed. Not recorded, not a cam video.
Right. I didn't just like burn it on a CD and stick the label on there. It is real.
Exactly.
So we will have the details for that giveaway sometime after the show tonight, most likely if I'm not lazy or watching Game of Thrones. But This contest will run for the next 2 weeks. So I'm trying to count the dates in my head. In 2 weeks, whatever that day is, we will have the winner announced. And we'll do the same kind of wheel thing, the fancy wheel stuff.
September the 4th.
There we go. So the month of generosity, kind of extends a little bit, but that's okay.
That's right. The easiest thing you can do, make sure you see all of our cool contests, is make sure you're following us on Twitter at G of the Geeks. Yes. Speaking of our G of the Geeks Twitter account, we had a pretty interesting poll last week. It's a pretty controversial one, as far as I'm concerned. I wasn't consulted on this poll, and if it was, I would have given some different answers, because this is the hurtful one.
Is it?
So our poll from last week, with Top Gun Maverick absolutely lighting up the box office, we were wondering, what classic film would you like to see a legacy sequel? If you pick other, make sure you let us know. So it was a close one. Chris put E.T., Back to the Future, and Goonies. Those three are actually E.T., Back to the Future, and Other. We're all very close. The winner was E.T., but we'll get into some comments here for Other. See if we can get some different options in there. DC Patrol says he's got a couple in here. Most sequels I may want may be good or will never happen. Heather's Empire Records, Mallrats, Hellboy 3, and Dread. I've got sequels to most of the movies I want, much like Bill and Ted, The Matrix, and Blade Runner. Grabs, our friend Grabs put Galaxy Quest. That's very cool. I love that movie so much. Our friend, you haven't seen it?
I've seen half of it, I should say.
I think you would love that movie, 100%. Our friend Ian, easy answer would be E.T., but he feels like a Fifth Element sequel could be done well. Cookie picked Goonies. At S Viper 72 says I might have picked Back to the Future, but I don't want them to recast Marty. I'm not sure if Michael J. Fox is up for a movie or not these days. Anthony Caruso says E.T. At 10 Comics, he said he's surprised himself going from definitely not E.T. to, you know what? A sequel to E.T. actually might be the most interesting of the bunch, especially if you get Drew Barrymore and Henry Thomas to come back. There's a cool one on here. At Mandy L 1969. Buckaroo Banzai.
Yeah, that was cool.
Would have been an interesting one. So legacy sequels, Chris.
Well, there was actually a quote tweet that is also a hot take that I want to make sure we read. Because I know you're going to have a problem with this one.
Let me check it here. What do we got here? Well, I'll read we got two of them here.
Okay.
One of them's from I Am the Joe Diaz, has a true Roger Rabbit sequel from that same universe where all the characters have their legacies intact or in their most respected. That would be a very interesting one. Mm-hmm. But at J Ran here,
that's the one.
Back to the Future because it never got a good one to begin with. Put the tweet down. Back to the Future 2 and 3 suck, and you know it. Chris, you started this mayhem with your legacy sequel. Are you eagerly interested in seeing legacy sequels, or is it more or less a thing where you say, "Oh, I'll go see that"? Are you actively thinking in your head, "Man, I wish we got a Goonies sequel. I wish we got an ET sequel," or is it just something you'll just take?
I haven't seen ET to want a sequel. So.
You son of a bitch!
I know.
Oh my goodness me!
Hey, look, I'm all for ET2 Judgment Day. All for it. I just have not seen the first one. I'll get to it. Maybe
you'll get to it. I get it.
I think I will get to that one soon because it's starting to be a thing where it's like you haven't seen it, so maybe we'll get to it sooner than later. Goonies, I gotta be honest, I think the Monster Squad is better, but that's just me. That is my opinion. Yeah, sure. I prefer the Monster Squad. Would I like a sequel to it? Sure, I think that'd be a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Back to the Future, I think is probably the most likely of the three, though.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. But I don't really walk around wondering, I really like a sequel to that. But I feel like Back to the Future 4 is coming.
It pains me in the tweet that I just read there about how it didn't get a good sequel.
Good sequel.
Back to the Future 2 is a highly underrated sequel. It's my favorite of the three movies. It's so much fun. Mm-hmm. Like the back and forth between the two eras was outstanding. Even the special effects in it, where there's old Biff and new Biff and all that kind of stuff was great. Yeah. Oh, the Almanac is so good. And I think 3 is also underrated. Nice, nice Western. I think it kind of goes off the rails towards the end with the train and what have you. But to say that Back to the Future 1 didn't get a good sequel, that's a slap and a punch in the face to Robert Zemeckis, Steven Spielberg, Marty McFly, Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd. I adore those movies.
What about the sound guys?
Yeah, those two. Outstanding. The music in Back to the Future, and I think we mentioned in a couple polls ago where we were talking about classic.
Did we? Oh, yeah, we did.
Classic musical themes. The theme to Back to the Future is outstanding. The piano, and I love all three of those movies, and it'll hurt me. And you mentioned legacy sequels. If they make a Back to the Future 4, it'll hurt me horribly. And I don't think they can do it. You said you think it's going to happen. I don't think they can now. I think Michael J. Fox is. I don't think he's acting anymore for one.
He could, and he's
Christopher Lloyd is a million years old.
He's still in stuff though.
I know he was in what was that action movie he was in recently?
Nobody.
Yeah, Nobody with Bob Odenkirk. He was his dad. It's so funny. Anyways, I don't want to see it. I don't want. It's a very tricky thing in how you do that too. And legacy sequel is one thing, but I guess we're talking about Top Gun Maverick. And I mentioned Christopher Lloyd being older. Tom Cruise isn't over the hill. He's in his prime of a lot, and Zeddy would probably agree with me. His prime of movie acting. These could be the best years of his movie making career and at the box office. When you think about the legacy sequels, Michael J. Fox obviously has Parkinson's and life issues and in general that kind of stuff, and Christopher Lloyd being older. I don't know if it would work the same way. I think my pick would be Goonies because of the age of the characters. Sean Astin, Brolin. What the hell? I don't know anybody else's names because there are a bunch of kids in the movie. The kid from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
I've only seen it once.
Short Round. So I think that would work. They're all in their 40s, 50s, 50 years old, and I think that a Goonies sequel would work as well. Goonies is more or less a fun movie. Maybe Back to the Future is meant to be fun or seen to be fun for other people. It's one of my favorite top 10 movies of all time, Back to the Future. Whereas Goonies is more or less, that's a great fun time with goofy, quirky stuff and Sloth with weird, deranged face. So I think that's why I would be okay with a Goonies sequel, legacy sequel, and the E.T. one is another one. Don't ever touch it. Leave it alone. The E.T., the first one, is the literal perfect movie.
Well, what if he has to come back to do something?
Yeah, stay away.
Well, I don't even know when he comes to Earth in the first one, but I'm going to imagine he's here accidentally.
That's right. He gets left behind by his ship.
There you go. So maybe he gets left behind again, or maybe he leaves his little ET behind.
Yeah.
And they have to redo that. Was it M&M's or Reese's Pieces? Is that what it is? They got to redo that. I don't know.
Legacy sequels are such a scary thing to me, and it's just a scary thought, and they have to be done so well. That's the only thing I concern myself with.
That's why I think the Monster Squad is perfect.
Well, and I agree, and I don't know if you feel the same way, and it's tough because you haven't seen E.T., but you've seen the Goonies the once. Do you feel that they're the same type of thing, though? It's more or less a cult movie, not a I don't want to say a really good movie, but
like Goonies compared to what?
I don't know.
In general.
Yeah, Goonies Monster Squad, are they in the same vein of type of movie?
They are. Monster Squad was created to be like a Goonies alternative.
Okay.
They thought it was going to blow up as a franchise. It did not for whatever reason, but that's what it was meant for. So yeah, I can see both of those getting sequels.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool with me. I think there's less of a chance of that.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I would want one of those two. But like I said, I think Back to the Future is more likely, or even a reboot of Back to the Future, which I know is very hurtful to a lot of people. But Tom Holland as Marty McFly may happen one day.
Okay, so that pisses me off right there, the Tom Holland part. But the reboot or the just making it brand new, I would be more okay with that than a continuation of what came before.
Okay,
because the reboot won't change anything. It's over here.
It's not going to kill your childhood.
Exactly right. But if you add a fourth, Back to the Future 4, it's more or less the same, same storyline, and it affects that storyline. Whereas the new one would be completely out of the left field, and I would be okay with that. Tom Holland, absolutely not.
Absolutely, yes.
But I would be okay with if they rebooted it and told it for a newer age. I'm not sure how that would work, but
you get Robert Downey Jr. as Doc, and you get Tom Holland as Marty.
Oh, Jesus!
And there you go.
You're hurting Nico.
And then you get Thomas and Mackenzie as I can't remember Marty's girlfriend. What's her name? Not Lisa.
Jennifer.
Jennifer, yes. You can cast her as Jennifer. It's done. It writes itself.
Who?
One Night in Soho. The girl from that.
Oh, and Anya Taylor-Joy?
No. Thomas and Mackenzie. The other girl. She's also in Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, haven't seen.
You haven't seen Jojo Rabbit?
No, I'm scared to. I think it's the comedy and the serious nature to it, I just don't know if I can handle it.
It's so good. It's one of my favorites. It's awesome.
Yeah,
And it's got Taika Waititi as Hitler,
yeah,
but it's like funny Hitler,
of course.
and it works. It's really entertaining. You know what? I'm going to watch ET. You should watch Jojo Rabbit. I'm just saying.
You want to make a deal? Is that a deal?
No, I don't like making deals like that. but we'll pretend that we had it in the, it's out there now. It's in the world.
Okay, it's in the ether. I get it.
Right. It's out in the ether. It's Fugazi,
Is there any other legacy sequels that would interest you that weren't mentioned that you want to see?
No, I kind of think they've really drained the well on a lot of these recently, and they haven't been good, or just nothing I've been interested in. I think technically I would say Prey is like a legacy sequel, but that was a great example if it is considered one. Top Gun, of course, and then you have stuff like Halloween, which technically is a legacy sequel. The one from 2018, and
it is.
Those are legacy sequels, so those are good. Maybe a Nightmare on Elm Street one. I've seen people kick around the idea of making a direct sequel to, I think it's the first one, and ignoring the sequels, and you bring Nancy back. I think that's a very cool idea.
I think it would work.
Yeah, I would be into that.
Doesn't Blumhouse have the rights to Friday the 13th now?
Oh, you mean Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
I don't know if they do or not.
I thought they did. I can't remember because they're the ones who make the new Halloween movies, right?
Yes, they are. Yeah, that'd be cool if they all have them under one roof, But I would watch something like that. I think horror movies might be the best option for legacy sequels, like Candyman.
Well, I agree. Yeah, did you see the new Candyman?
I have not yet.
I've been meaning to, but I think I'd be too scared, and I just haven't done it yet.
I wasn't that impressed with the original.
Oh, there you go. One of my favorite legacy sequels is The Muppets that came out in early 2012. Jason Segel kind of rebooted the Muppets. I think it's one of the best Muppet movies, aside from Muppets Take Manhattan and Muppets in Outer Space, which is very good. Yeah. Oh, Treasure Island, of course. So yeah, that Muppet movie, I think they did very well updating it for the newer age and keeping the true character of the Muppets. I know it's kind of a weird thing to say when you're talking about Muppets, but it's one of my favorite legacy sequels that I could think of. I was just looking at my DVD rack as you were thinking that they.
I was wondering, do you just keep the Muppets DVD by you?
No, it's just right here. I just grabbed it.
I'm sure.
I've been waiting for this topic to come up. When can I bring out my Muppets DVD?
I've been waiting. I really like the Amy Adams song, the one that she sings with Miss Piggy. I think it's called Party of One or something like that. I really like that song.
Yep. Did you see the new Space Jam with LeBron James?
No interest.
No. Yeah, so I watched that. It was okay, but again, I hold the first one in actual pretty high regard. So
fair. We both love Ghostbusters Afterlife. That's a legacy sequel.
Yeah, and that one then they did that one absolutely perfect. That they did it absolutely right. That's a perfect way of doing a legacy sequel. So there are ways of doing it, but it's just a scary thought of ruining, especially when you're talking about movies from our childhood, that kind of thing.
I get scared about that.
Yeah.
I had to rewatch Uncharted the other day, so it's been on my mind.
Did you like it better the second time around?
No, I did not.
No.
I mean, I didn't hate it the first time though. So
fair enough.
It's not
so that's our poll about legacy sequels, guys, and we got a new poll up on the account right now. We want to know a little bit about Batman 66 and how it ranks in the importance of the Batman character. Let us know in that poll. Hit us up with some comments, and we will read it on the show. So head over to our Twitter account right now and let your voice be heard. Chris, anything else you want to talk about before we get out in here and watch House of the Dragon season premiere?
I hope it's good.
I hope it is too.
No, I think that we will. Like I said, I'll have that tweet out sometime tonight or maybe early tomorrow. I kind of want to do a little fancy picture with the DVD or Blu-ray. So we'll see how that goes, but it'll be out tonight or tomorrow. And of course, remember the contest will end in 2 weeks from now, and it's gonna be the same kind of rule set. Be following us, like the tweet, retweet, and we're good.
Absolutely.
I think that covers it.
Yeah, I don't. It was another very busy week with comics and movie news. Actually, interesting that before about an hour ago, HBO kind of released a little sizzle reel of things about their upcoming shows
Oh,
and
I saw
movies,
you guys. You saw you and Nico
and
talked about this.
saw some Last of Us footage. It was the final thing they showed, pretty much, aside from a dragon, I think, in this whole HBO sizzle reel. So I was actually excited about that, of how they're ranking their the importance of their shows, and I think leaving it till the very end has me very excited about it as well.
Yeah, I'll play the games before the show comes out, but I'm excited for you guys.
You got
You,
to,
you, and,
Christopher.
you and Nico's excitement is very contagious for this show.
Okay,
So
good.
I'm all in either way.
Mhm. Yeah, it was kind of cool. We got to see Nick Offerman in the show.
I thought that was him.
Yeah, a better look at Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey, and some other things. Kind of a hidden thing if you haven't played the games and you don't know what's happening. Where
Is that the
Pedro
thing on the wall?
that thing, but then Pedro Pascal is holding a girl in his arms. If you watch the trailer again.
Oh, I played the opening, so yeah.
Okay, I was going to say it's not Bella Ramsey. So
no, I played the. I remember what that is.
Anyway,
I remember
so that
shocked.
was kind of a thing. Yeah, yeah. So that was a thing that piqued my interest, and I was thinking that by the time that the Game of Thrones House of the Dragon, the season finale is out, which is in October, that we might get a full trailer for Last of Us by that point. So that has me excited to get excited for, because there's no release date for it, but it said it's going to be sometime early in 2023. So
it looks cool. I mean, HBO puts a lot of production money into their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I think that this season's probably in good hands.
Yeah, well, I'm excited too to see the filming locations, because a friend of ours over in the Nerd Room, Carlos and Tim, they filmed it in Calgary, Alberta, where those guys live. And I think Carlos and his kids actually went down to the set one day and have some pictures.
Cool, I didn't know that.
I think from the set, so interested to see what they think as well about the setting and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm crazy excited about that. And it was nice to see what HBO has coming. They did promote Titans and Doom Patrol as well.
Oh, did they?
So yes, they
was
did.
there new footage of Titans?
No new footage, but just promoting that stuff is still coming.
Okay.
Which everything that's going on at HBO and Warner Brothers Discovery right now, it's good to see that stuff's still there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, still there and still coming out.
It's nice.
Yes, it is. All right, Chris, let's get on in here, man. Hit us up with some plugs.
Okay, you guys can follow me on Twitter at thatchris70. But as always, I prefer you guys follow the show at G of the Geeks. Emmett's good with the YouTube plugs and things.
Yeah, I just got to make sure I write down the winner of the poll here before I close this out.
It's Jeff.
Okay, Jeff. I'm going to message that to you just in case.
Okay.
So, yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at EmmettDavis7. And like Chris said, just follow us at G of the Geeks on Twitter as well. You can find Gathering of the Geeks wherever you get your podcasts. And right here on YouTube, just search Gathering of the Geeks and you will find us. I want to say thanks to Zeddy, Eric, Phil, Lauren, Cookie, DC Patrol, Chris from Lost Comics. Yeah, Aaron. I think that was everybody. Thanks so much. And congratulations to at Jeff Schiller on Twitter as well for winning our first ever giveaway. So thanks everybody for watching, for entering the contest, and for hanging out with us this Sunday. And saying all that, for Chris and I'm Emmett, and we gather on Sundays.
Later, Gators.